If there's one character that has a dark and intriguing psychology, Tariq St Patrick definitely fits that notion. A character that struggles with finding his true identity as he carries the burden of his father's criminal past and becomes ruthless along the way. A high-achieving student turned drug dealer, manipulator, and a killer.
I killed my own father to protect my mother. I killed my best friend to protect my family. You think I won't do whatever it takes to survive?
Tariq's actions may sometimes be driven by his desire to protect those he loves, but they also lead him down a dangerous path. In this video, I aim to analyze the manipulative, deceptive, and dark psychology of Tariq St Patrick. Over the seasons of both Power and Power Book 2, Tariq's character development has taken a dark turn. He has turned to telling lies, manipulating people, and even killing without remorse. However, it's worth considering whether he was molded into this lifestyle or was born for it. The traits that Tariq displays are often attributed to psychopathy, a personality disorder characterized by a lack of empathy, impulsive behavior, and a tendency towards violence. Tariq's involvement in the drug game and violent behavior suggests that he has some of these traits. But while it may be easy for an outsider to label Tariq as a psychopath, it's important to consider the events that have shaped his life and the people around him. Tariq was initially portrayed as an intelligent kid who stayed out of trouble. However, problems with his father, James St Patrick, also known as Ghost, began to set him astray. Ghost is a successful drug kingpin who is constantly torn between his desire for power and his desire to leave his criminal past behind through legitimate business. However, he is far from a perfect man. He has killed many men, lied and manipulated, and cheated on Tariq's mother with his childhood sweetheart Angela. Tariq never knew that Ghost was living this double life, and when he finds out, he struggles to reconcile the loving, supporting father he knew with the ruthless drug lord that James has become.
Yeah, this is your mother trying to turn you against me.
And no, the it isn't. You don't even realize that ain't shit that she could say that would turn me against you. Only person that could do that is you. You lost me a long time ago, Ghost. You did that shit yourself.
Hey, you can't say that shit to me, Rick, after every thing I've done for you.
You ain't never did a thing for me. Ever. I'm out.
Research has shown that having a bad father role model can have a significant impact on a person's development and mental health. Children who grow up with an abusive, neglectful, or absent father may struggle with issues such as low self-esteem, depression, anxiety, and difficulty forming healthy relationships. They may also be more likely to engage in risky behaviors such as substance abuse or criminal activity. Tariq's experiences with his father contributed to his gradual descent into criminal activity. This gradual descent was mainly caused by his relationship with Kanan Stark, Ghost's former mentor. Although Kanan originally only used Tariq to get at Ghost, Tariq and Kanan bonded over their dislike for Ghost. Kanan grew love for Tariq, he saw a young version of himself in him and began to teach him the game of the streets. He packaged it in a fancy, desirable tone, and Tariq started to become a young hustler.
I'm ready. I'm ready to become my own man. Ready to be a hustler. Just like you.
Without the influences of Kanan and the other people associated with the streets, Tariq would have turned out a normal kid. While Ghost may have not been the best role model, he still ensured that Tariq had enough money and privilege to avoid a life of crime. Ghost would have never encouraged Tariq to be involved in the street life, but Tariq saw some sort of thrill in it and had resentment towards anything his dad said. This led him to making so many wrong choices that he didn't have to make. Therefore, a more accurate description of Tariq's behavior would be that of a sociopath. While the terms psychopath and sociopath are often used interchangeably, research suggests that psychopaths have a predisposition in their genes that contributes to their cold and manipulative behavior. This predisposition is linked to the part of their brain that regulates emotions, and therefore they are unable to feel any empathy, making it easier for them to commit crimes and cause harm. Sociopaths, on the other hand, do not have this predisposition, but their environment influences them, so they develop these traits that are typically associated with psychopathy. Some common traits associated with sociopaths include manipulativeness, deceitfulness, impulsivity, a lack of remorse, and a disregard for the rights of others. They often have a superficial charm and can be very charismatic, but lack genuine empathy for others. Sociopaths may engage in criminal or risky behavior and have a difficulty maintaining stable relationships, just like Tariq. All of these traits are created via the experiences in their life, including being influenced by others or experiencing traumatic events that desensitize them, reducing their ability to feel empathy. Kanan's influence over Tariq seems to be the most probable reason that Tariq becomes who he is, but another huge factor is Tariq seeing his twin sister Raina get killed right in front of him. The trauma of losing his sister caused a significant emotional shift in Tariq's behavior, leading him down a dark psychological path. Tariq was getting chased by Ray Ray, who wanted to kill him, but when Raina tried to protect him, Ray Ray had to put her down, with Tariq witnessing it as he was hiding behind the corner. This event left a profound impact on Tariq, causing him to become heartless and lose his ability to empathize with others. Many people have their opinions on Tariq, with him making bad decisions and forcing the lifestyle he doesn't have to live, but it's undeniable that seeing a loved one, let alone your twin, get shot right in front of you could turn anyone heartless, and from that day onwards, Tariq loses his ability to have any empathy. This loss of empathy resulted in Tariq making Ray Ray his first victim, tracking him down and shooting him in the head. Although Tariq had never killed before, there was a cognitive dissonance in his mind that he's getting retribution for the death of Raina, an eye for an eye mentality, and therefore the idea of taking someone's life is downplayed in his mind, and he doesn't see it as a bad act. Killing once desensitizes Tariq to murder, thus beginning his downward spiral. Another major issue with Tariq is that most people I would call his victims weren't killed by him, but because of him, including Raina. For example, despite their tight bond, Tariq set up Kanan to frame him for the murder of Ray Ray, which resulted in a shootout, and 4 police officers were killed, as well as Kanan also bleeding to death. Tariq's manipulation of Kanan in this situation just to save his own skin is a hint at Tariq's Machiavellianism. Machiavellianism is a personality trait that's characterized by manipulation and exploitation of others for personal gain. Tariq displays this trait when he manipulates his family, friends, and enemies to achieve his goals. He's willing to lie, cheat, and steal to get what he wants. For example, he lied to his family about his involvement in the drug trade and manipulated his girlfriend Lauren to help him get out of trouble in Power Book 2. Tariq does use family as a means of justifying his actions, such as selling drugs to pay for his mother's lawyer, and he tries to make his Slater pay clean to get custody of his younger sister Yasmin. But the majority of the time he uses justifications to make sense of his own selfish intentions so that he can feel successful internally, often showing signs of narcissism. Narcissism is a personality trait that's characterized by a grandiose sense of self-importance and a lack of empathy for others. Tariq displays this trait when he puts his own needs and desires above those of others. He's willing to hurt others to get what he wants and doesn't care about the consequences of his actions. The biggest example of this is the murder of his own father.
Put the gun down. No. Tariq, if you do this shit, you can never go back.
I'll do anything to go back. To go back to how it was before you left us for Angela. It's too late.
Hey, just give me the gun.
I can't go back.
Hey, son. Hey. I love you, okay?
No matter how much Tariq hated his father for betraying the family, he still should never have been able to bring himself to take his father's life. Although Ghost had let down his family, he had also given Tariq a life of privilege, education, and distance from the streets. However, Tariq's own sense of self-importance was so exaggerated that he decided he didn't want to be under his dad's wing any longer and suffer from his mistakes. In a moment of recklessness, Tariq shot his own father without fully considering the consequences. The aftermath of the incident left Tariq with a heavy burden to bear, including the guilt of taking a life, the fear of being caught, and the shame of being responsible for the family's tragic loss. In Power Book 2, we see Tariq really embrace this life, constantly making decisions based on the drug game, despite having the intelligence to become a legit businessman. I understand he wants to help his mother financially, but he has to deal with the consequences of his mistakes. His aim seems to be to make a name for himself and stop being compared to his father, but each season he seems to become more and more like the man he hated so much, showing his naivety and lack of self-awareness. Something that really opens us up to the understanding of the psychology of Tariq is the killing of Jabari Reynolds. Jabari was Tariq's professor, whom Tariq became cautious of after Jabari started writing a book about Tariq's illicit actions. After Kane shot Jabari once, Tariq decided to finish him off because he, in his words, knows too much, alluding to Tariq's life of crime. When Jabari tells him he doesn't have to choose this life and offers him a way out, Tariq ignores his advice and kills him anyway, showing a lack of remorse and an increasing tendency towards violence.
Please, Tariq, you don't have to do this, please.
I have a choice, Professor.
Tariq's character in Power Book 2 is complex and multi-dimensional. We see him struggle with guilt, and he has nightmares related to the people he's either killed or is responsible for their deaths. However, despite these moments of remorse, he never openly shows regret for his actions. On the other hand, Tariq also displays his ability to love and have feelings, particularly towards Lauren. The news of her death seems to have genuinely affected him, which suggests that he may not be entirely heartless. As Power Book 2 enters its 3rd season, it's interesting to speculate on Tariq's character arc. Perhaps like Franklin Saint in Season 5 of Snowfall, Tariq will gain some self-awareness and realize that he still has the potential to turn his life around. We can only hope that Tariq will make the right choices and avoid becoming a lost cause and prevent the people around him from suffering from the consequences of his actions.